Hey everybody, it's Chance here with First Choice Property Management. Today we are at 2117 River East Lane. And this one here is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,033 square foot home. And it's a pretty special one. It is a super modern house and it lies in this neighborhood that is kind of just like a roundabout of all of these really modern, super cool houses. And so yours lies right here at the start. You're the first one on the left. And so immediately heading up from the sidewalk here, you've got a staircase. It leads directly to your front door. The theme for the backyard is this really cool black stone. And as you can see, there's this, looks kind of like a graded path. You can see and speak from the backyard to the front. So taking a step here, you have a really cool glass front door, and immediately entering into the living room here, you are greeted by this awesome view. And so this whole house is open concept, super modern, like I said before, and has tons of windows. And so just giving you a little 360 here, you can see that there is windows on almost every wall, aside from the kitchen and the staircase. And your living room has a fireplace here, a really, really awesome, kind of like a TV, maybe like a hold all your movies or your books. Really cool media station there. And then just giving you a 360 from the corner, you can see that you have 1, 2 little entrances that lead from the living room here, either to your dining room or your kitchen. And so back to the left here would be more where your dining room would sit. You can see that there's a low hanging light here for a dining table. And then you have your kitchen. Your kitchen has all stainless steel appliances. It has these really awesome light fixtures that hang above the bar here. And then back behind, you can see that there's actually a gap so that you could pull up stools and sit if you wanted to here at the bar. And it is 1, 2, 3 tiers of shelving on most sections, which is just super awesome. You normally do see that you have the cabinets all the way around. Very rarely do you see that 3rd tier. And so plenty of storage in the kitchen. And I know it's kind of hard to show these L-shaped kitchens, but there is plenty of space. And so back here on the actual side where you have your sink, you have an additional section. So really sleek. You have your microwave hidden back here and your dishwasher. And then on the back, here's a look at your cooktops. Awesome. Built in right there in between both of them. And then here is a look at your fridge. And so back here on the other side of your living room, which let me make sure I give you a look at that. Here is your dining room. And just perfectly where a table would be fit to sit. Make sure I show you. And immediately to the left of the dining room here, you have this hallway that leads out to the garage. And so you have your garage here and your first bathroom. So this is the half bathroom. Here's a look at the garage. And I normally don't show the garage in the tours, but this one here actually has a nice sized fridge that sits in the garage. And you actually have a rack here that gives some extra storage. And so I know those are definitely some cool features I wanted to give you a look at. And something else that's really neat about this is that they have hooks that sit on the wall in multiple places back here by the garage. Just perfect for you to hang coats. Just kind of have them sitting there ready to go. Taking a look upstairs. This is more where the carpet begins. And all the way up, you have really high ceilings in this building. Immediately when you get upstairs, you are kind of faced with a left, a right room, and then a hallway that leads down to the larger. So we're gonna start from the back right and just work our way counterclockwise here. And so here is the first bedroom. This one has an awesome view, just kind of like out into the wilderness here on the back side of this housing development, as well as a really cool closet. And taking a step out of this one, you have the first full-size bathroom, which it has a double vanity. Here's a look at your lights. A double vanity. And then back here is your shower, which it has a rack, and then a really cool window that looks out into that same little scenic area. Here's a look back at your vanities. And most of the bathrooms have these really cool modern faucets. And then so before you get down to the hallway to the main, you have this little section here that leads into the second to last bedroom. And this one here is much larger than the last. And it kind of has two windows that would split probably perfectly between a bed and a large closet. Taking a step down the hallway. To our right here, behind this double door, you have the washer and dryer, which these seem to be newer Samsung washer and dryers. Here they are. And this kind of tucks in perfectly behind these double doors here in the hallway in between the bedrooms. So there's the bedroom, the bathroom, and then around the corner is the second one. Here's the hallway leading to the larger bedroom, and they sit perfectly behind this. And then here is the bigger of the three bedrooms, the larger. So it has two windows as well that look immediately out into the front of the house. Here is a look at those windows, which, like I said, every room in this house is very well lit. Like, it is super bright in here. Such good lighting. And then immediately to our right here, you have a large walk-in closet that wraps all the way around. With storage on the top and the bottom of every one of these shelves, as well as on the door here. Super neat. And then taking a step back into the bedroom, here is the bathroom. And the bathroom has a really nice double vanity and a super large shower. That wraps around and has a bench in it. So this is a bench that goes all the way across the wall. And then back here is the actual, and this is a window, which is Pretty interestingly placed. Here's a look back at your vanities and your shower. And there's a window in between the vanities that kind of looks out into the division. And then last but not least is the backyard. And the backyard is absolutely awesome. It has that same kind of look as the front, where the flower beds are, they have black stone. There's walkways. These modern houses are just so awesome. So you have a super large screen door here that upon taking a step outside, and I'm so sorry, I'm gonna just step in here to let you know. They're landscaping right on the other side of this. All the grass throughout this entire place is always really well kept. Like, side note, just for the sound, as you can see, the grass has been cut. You can kind of see the remnants all the way around of them trimming. They stay on top of keeping this place looking really nice. And so I apologize for the sound. Here's the backyard. And so here's that graded section that I was showing you that looks out into the front. So maybe if you were back here and you had company, you were waiting on guests, maybe even just like a pizza delivery, you could have any kind of view into the front from the back. And then just starting off here, so you have a section here that looks maybe like a burn pit. You could just start a small fire, sit around, who knows, up to your discretion. And then you have a long, this entire thing here is porched off all the way to the back. And where this stops, you can see it begins with this pathway here, and this leads all the way to the back gate. So that you could get, if you needed to walk from the garage into your backyard. Super, super nice. And the yard is pretty big itself. Just do note that it has a gradual slope here to the right. And so as you can see, there was definitely something that was set here on a flat portion of land. So you definitely do have flat up here. And I appreciate it, man. If anybody has any questions, my name is Chance with First Choice Property Management. I appreciate y'all watching the video this long. Do reach out to us and have a great day. Thank you so much.